This remembrance of the visitation by the Blessed Virgin Mary to her cousin Elizabeth, the mother of John the Baptist, is found only in the Gospel of Luke. Luke gives a lot of attention to Mary, as we know, much more than the other Gospels. Matthew's Gospel speaks more about Joseph, but Luke's Gospel is a Marian Gospel. The setting is a place called Ein Kerem, which is a very scenic place in the hills of Judea. It's about 4 miles west of Jerusalem, and I know many pilgrims who might be here at Mass have been to Ein Kerem. It means fountain of the vineyard, Ein Kerem. And it's a delightful place. It's quite difficult to negotiate to get to the home of Elizabeth. You have to climb up a fairly steep hill. The proclamation that Mary makes here is a messianic prophecy of the mission of Jesus Christ. He has raised up the lowly. He has brought down the mighty from their thrones, lifted up the lowly, filled the hungry with good things, the rich he has sent empty away. It's certainly a statement of his preferential option for those who are struggling and those who are poor. It's not a mission to the mighty and the powerful. It's not to affirm the power of the world, but to replace the power of the world. This will appear over and over again. I was reminded in reflecting on this, St. Paul has a reference in his second epistle to Corinth, to Corinthians. There in chapter 12, he has this, that the Lord gave me a certain burden, a difficult thing, and I asked the Lord to take this away. And the Lord said, "My grace is sufficient. This is given to you so that you will not be conceited." Somehow that struck me about the simplicity of the mission of Jesus Christ. It's to touch those who are struggling, to lift and give hope to those who are downcast. A thorn in the flesh, says Paul. We don't know exactly what the thorn in the flesh was. Perhaps Murphy O'Connor, who visited us here as Pauline scholar, he thought it was his rejection, which he got at Corinth. Others thought it was the fact that the people of Israel didn't accept the gospel. But he doesn't explain. He does, however, speak about this in a number of other occasions without exactly explaining it. But it does tell us that the power of Jesus Christ, the one who lifts us up, does so only when we feel powerless. When we feel full of ourselves and we have all the worldly power we want, we don't need the power of Jesus Christ to lift us up. It's when we are struggling, when we are lowly, when we are in some kind of poverty of some kind in our lives, that's when we reach out for the power of Jesus Christ. Keep that in mind. And it's, of course, a prediction will be given to Mary that a sword will pierce her heart, and she will have to walk with Jesus Christ through the journey of light and darkness. So keep this in mind. The witness of Mary, the lowly Virgin of Nazareth. Her witness is a witness to the powerlessness of the world and the power of Jesus Christ. That in our most difficult times, it's the power of Jesus Christ that will carry us, not the power of the world. It becomes an invocation, a certain kind of prayer, I think, for today. You keep that in mind. She's the image of the one lifted up in the power of the living God. Pause now for a moment of prayer.